Hey everybody, it's Thaddeus, and today I'm going to give you the 4 reasons why to avoid blue light at night and how to do it in your own home super easily. All right, the 4 reasons that are associated with seeing artificial light at night. That's termed ALAN, A-L-A-N, artificial light at night. There are numerous studies done by the National Institute of Health and researchers from all over the world, all of them peer-reviewed and published. None of this is really debated, so it's interesting that we don't really see that in the mainstream, although you can find it now on Harvard. They've got a medical school journal article that was published a couple of years ago. You can find the American Medical Association warning about exposure to artificial light at night now. Just Google AMA warns artificial light. You can find all this stuff out there, but it's not really talked about that often. So the 4 things that are associated with seeing artificial light at night are diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and cancer. Those 4 things are associated with people that work third shift because they're the most studied, because most of the people that they study at night that work third shift are nurses. It's pretty easy to draw blood from nurses when you're already in the hospital and you can get their consent versus, say, factory workers. Or people sitting at home watching television after sunset. Same thing as working third shift if you're seeing light after sunset. Diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and cancer. So you may be saying to yourself, if that is true, how can we avoid those things at night? How we set up our own home and the way that you can do the same thing. So it costs a little bit of money if you're going to change some lighting in your home, which is really super easy and it's not as expensive as you think. However, if that's totally inconvenient or you just can't do it, at the end of the video, we're going to give you one $30 to $40 solution that will eliminate all of this for you, no matter whose home you're in or no matter what lighting you're allowed to change. So let's start with right where we are. Every day before sunset, before sunrise, especially in the winter months, I have to be here in front of my computer working. My workday tends to start at 6 a.m. and it is not light at 6 a.m. this time of year. Right now we're talking November. It won't be light until about March at 6 a.m. So that means for months and months, I'm going to come down here in the dark. Now, if you look up above me, there's no lighting in this room above me. So therefore I have to provide my own lighting. What most people are going to do is plug in a wall light or add a sconce or do something and have this bright light turn on so everyone can see them on camera. They can see all the things around them. I can see what's on my desk and write or use my keyboard, right? But what you have to realize is that the sun is not up. So you're flooding your body with this information, bright blue light coming from the overhead light plus your computer light, telling your body that it is noon and to increase cortisol and destroy all that melatonin that you generated and released all night. That is not what you want to do, and it is not healthy because until the sun is up, setting our circadian rhythm and circadian biology, you do not want to see bright light. So all I do here on my computer is I literally just push this in and you see these red lights turn on. Honestly, when it is dark, that is plenty of light to light up my entire face, to light up this whole room, for me to use my keyboard. This cost about $5 for this light strip, and everyone on the Zoom video calls that we're all on nowadays, they can see me perfectly. They might be asking why there's red light around me, which is great because it gives me the opportunity to educate my colleagues at work why I'm using red light, avoiding diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and obesity, because I don't want to see that light. Now, obviously, there's some light coming off my screen, so I'm going to show you how to do the screen light at the same time. Okay, so on the monitors, these are going to be bright blue light coming off these monitors for sure. And this even tells you the color temperature of the light, which you can read here, 5,000 Kelvin. The higher the color temperature, the more blue there will be in the screen. And it's the blue wavelength of light at night that causes these issues that we're talking about. And this blue wavelength is in your phone, your monitors, It's on your overhead lighting, your refrigerator lighting, your television. That all has high levels of blue light. So what I'm going to show you here is an app. It's called Iris. It's the one that I use. That takes away the blue light while I'm looking at the screen, especially in the early morning before the sun rises. So right now this is a normal screen. It's 5,000 Kelvin, and I'm just going to right click, set it up to health. This is going to be what I'd use during the day. I'm going to unpause it. So I hit automatic. All right, and then it should change. Then I can change it to sleep. You can see the screen go much more red. So when I wake up in the morning and it's still dark, I'm using this version of the screen color. Now when I pause this, let me just show you the difference when it's paused. So that's the typical screen. And then during the day when it's sunny out, I will use the health setting. And you can see it start to fade here into the health setting. Oh, we're still at 6,500. Let me take it off pause. Maybe that would help. There we go. That's the health setting. Again, this is the nighttime setting. And then you can do a reading setting, which is like black and white. Very little to no blue light. You can do a biohacker setting, which is absolutely zero blue light. It is super crazy. It's all red light. I don't use this version. It's a little too much for me.
But wait, you're a biohacker.
I'm getting away from that concept. So this simple program called Iris, you can also use a program called Flux, F-L-U-X, like flux. And this program, or Flux, will dial down the blue light from your computer screen if you're on it all the time. So now we're in our dining room. And you'll notice again, there's no overhead lights. There are lights behind me. This is an LED grow light. That's not what we're going to use for lighting at night because it's pretty blue. So if you look at our table, these are the lights that we're going to use almost every single night for dinner in the winter, fall, and spring when it's dark. Candle lights. Great ambience.
We normally don't have a wood sword on the table.
So we're going to use candle lights at night, and that helps you see your food. It gives you true colors, but almost no blue light in candles. Now, we do have this light over here, which you see hanging, and this is a therapeutic red light, but it also serves as our dinner light at night if we need a lot of light in the room. This is pretty intense. The thing with red light when you eat, you can't see the really interesting colors of your food.
No, your food looks great.
So the food does look like a homogeneous color, which is not ideal for eating. But it does preserve your melatonin, it keeps you healthy in the winter. So just for the winter months, we do use quite a bit of red light at dinner time, but we also will have candle lights so then you can see your food. So I'm just going to turn this on. And it's pretty bright, so you can see how bright that light is. It's going to light up this entire space at night. All right, now we're going to move on to the living room and then the kitchen. So, living room, we've always got the fire. We put that in last year for a number of reasons. Provides a little bit of light, but that's not the true light that really lights everything up. So in this room, the way that we're lighting up, where we can read, we can sit down, we can do whatever in the living room, this on a remote, it's red light. So this makes it super easy. I can just come on, flip on the light. There it is, that's a Gemba red. That Gemba red light is a therapeutic healing red light, but it lights up this entire room at night without any blue lights. And yes, you can read just fine. Okay, we're in the kitchen. Yes, we've got this light because if you're cooking food, especially if it's meat, or if you cut yourself and you have red light, you can't see blood in red because it's going to look like water. So we do have an overhead light in here. That's important when you're cooking and prepping food. You kind of want to know that the food is done. Now, what happens is we'll have this light on, do all the food prep, clean the dishes, and after everything is clean, we do not want these lights on anymore. We want as minimal blue light as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the overhead light, and we're going to come over here. And this is I don't think anyone can buy this light. So unfortunately, a friend of mine invented this, and he's not selling it. So he was going to sell it as a desk lamp or a night light where you can like read next to your bedside. But he never did that, so I got a version, like a pre-production version, and it was never produced. But anyway, you can do this with any type of red light, So this one, basically we just turn it up, and at night, believe me, this is plenty of light in the kitchen to see anything you need to get water, to get food, to make tea, to rinse off dishes, to load the dishwasher, but not gonna ruin your melatonin. So super simple strategy, and then during the day, honestly, we'll just put this on the ground and get it out of the way, or put it up here. And it does fold up really nicely as well to kind of keep out of the way. And actually we travel with this light. I throw it in my suitcase because it kind of unscrews, lays flat. Throw it in my suitcase and I can bring it with me to any place that we travel to. So the same strategies that we're using here, we use in the bedroom. So the bedroom has a Gemba red light, that red light that was in our living room. It's on a remote that's on our nightstand. We turn the light on, we read our books, we turn the light off, we go to bed. And we've got some reading lights, these little clip-on, like book lights, they clip onto your book when you're reading it, and they're red. And you can travel with them, and you can use them in your hotel room to see, and you can use them to read books at night if there's no lights on. That is our lighting strategy during the winter months so that we never have to see blue light after dark. Now, let's assume you cannot do any of those things. There's one thing you can do to kind of solve all those problems. So what you can do to prevent your exposure or the increase in health issues due to diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and obesity, if you can't switch all your lighting to these red lights. Now you saw that we have some real lights in various places in our house when we need them. Sometimes you need to see real light, but we do have red lights literally in every room. The bathroom also has real lights if you need to see, or it's got red lights. So after dark, only the red light goes on in the bathroom. Again, plenty of light to see everything you need to see in the bathroom, shower, bathe, all of it. Okay, so those 4, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and obesity, can be prevented if you can't make the lighting changes or you're gonna travel or be in the office. Super easy. Blue light blocking glasses. They cost, these are a special bamboo version on our website. These are $45. You can get them for $37 for the sale prices that we've got right up now. Or you can get literally a $2 pair of blue blockers. They don't look very good, but you can get a pair on Amazon for $2. You put these on, and they are going to block the blue wavelength of light from getting to your eye, which are where those receptors are that read the blue light in the environment and then cause those issues that we've talked about the whole time. So, blue light blocking glasses, your simplest solution. Put them on after sunset, put them next to your nightstand, and put them on again in the morning before the sun rises when you're on your laptop, when you're on your phone. Couldn't be easier. That will help you prevent your exposure to those 4 things: diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and obesity.